Welcome back to Watching Film with Seth Varnadore. I was a high school and college football coach for nearly a decade. Now I'm teaming up with Alligator Army this year to do some breakdowns of Florida games. So we're going to look back at the Vanderbilt game from last weekend, see what the Gators did well, maybe what they can improve on heading into the big game at LSU, and then into the bye, into the really big game in Jacksonville against Georgia. So we'll start with the defense. Take a look at how they kind of improved as the game went on, how Vanderbilt tried to use motion to give them some problems, how Florida was able to kind of get that figured out into the second half there, and then look at the offense, what they did well, maybe a couple things they did wrong, and then take it into the next week and see if they can build upon these good things. So let's start with the defense. Here, Vandy starts with 4 to a side. Something Florida's been doing, trying to give them some issues. Motion across. They're going to run split zone back this way. Good job here. I believe this is Zach Carter taking on this block. And then up top, you have Brenton Cox. He's going to jump inside. The tackle's going to kind of whiff and then go out. Looks like you may have the corner coming off the edge too. I'm not sure if this is called or if he's coming off late here. But good job by Cox getting inside there. Tackle for loss. Florida did not allow Vanderbilt to run the ball very much. I think they ended up with 88 yards total, really low yards per rush number. So really good job shutting down the running game. Motion by Vanderbilt. This is third down here. Florida looks to be playing. It's hard to tell if it's like a too high look or, but it appears to be too high safeties. Looks like a cover 2 type look. He's a flat player. He's playing the corner, or he's playing deep half, rather, I should say. And then winning up front. So you don't have to bring pressure here. Watch up front. Daquan Newkirk right here does a good job. He basically bench presses this guard and then loses him. Press him, toss him, get in the quarterback's face, force a tough throw. Looks like you're in pretty good shape here. If the throw was better, you're right in his hip pocket. Good defense there by Florida on third down, getting off the field. Early, Florida was pretty sharp on both sides of the ball. So Florida goes down offensively, scores a touchdown. Defense comes back out here. Motion. This is something that gave Florida some problems early. They end up fixing it and doing a pretty good job with it, but right. So what's the confusion here, right? Well, pre-snap 1, 2, the back is 3 to that side. I have 1, 2 to this side, right? Motion 1, my new number 1, he's new number 2. When the ball snaps, he's still here, kind of in between, or actually, now the ball snaps, so now he becomes 3 here, 2, 1 to that side, 1, 2. So getting Florida to kind of adjust their count, having to communicate this. He's going to come inside. He's just going to get wide. Safety here, I believe, is the nickel. Johnson gets over the top. Makes the play at 5. But this is kind of, they're just trying to get this little into the boundary, this exchange. Use the motion to make you change your numbers. And then communicate passing this off or how you're going to play this, right? That's something they got forward on a few times. Another thing, it looks like this is either, again, could be deep half, could be deep third with him playing rolled up. The corner is off and bailing. There's nobody in the flat right now. So we get the motion, making Florida adjust their count. Because right now, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now after we motion here, now 1, 2, 3. So if Trey Dean here is supposed to be the flat player, he's got to be outside number 1 playing the flat. Right here, there's nobody in the flat. So the receiver gets kind of a free release out. Free release, he's going to run a quick speed out. Easy pitch and catch here. Corner has to come down and make the play. But this is just, there's no flat. Where's the flat player? There's no flat player there. The motion seems to mess some things up. You have no flat player. You need one of those. So right here, here's a good job of Vandy. Vandy wants to use some eye candy here. Good discipline by Florida. Motion. Looks like screen this way. Maybe screen back that way. They're actually going to bring him back underneath. Try to get the middle screen. So right, trying to get you to widen here. And then also see that. Get you to widen there. And now get some big bodies up on the second level. Diabate does a good job right here. If he kind of sees it, you can see there he's kind of eyeing back this way as he's coming in. This guy's going to come to block Diabate. He avoids it. Makes the play at the line of scrimmage. Really good job recognizing it. And I think he's doing a good job in particular, Diabate, is of understanding what the defense is trying to do and understanding his position. He seems to know where he's supposed to be. He may have taken some lumps there last year, kind of playing this new position there, but he seems to be doing a pretty good job and adjusting pretty well this year. And it appears sometimes that he's even telling other guys where they should be going. So 3rd and long, you get a little game here. So good job right here. One thing Todd Grantham does a really good job, I think, of is getting offense's protections out of whack. So right here, he gets them to set 1, 2, 3 for 1, 2, 3. And then the backside, you got 1 and 2 on 1 and 2. So the numbers are even, right? But he knows these 3 are going to set that way, and then you're going to have these 2 basically one-on-one backside, right? So what's he do at the snap? Newkirk's going to come across the face of the center, get him to take him. Diabate is actually going to drop off, and Moon's going to come all the way back around here into – it ends up being the B gap, the way the rush happens, but he's going to take him. He's going to take Carter. And you see there's the gate opening for Moon wrapping. Quarterback gets the ball to his hands before that happens, but this is not a real comfortable situation. It's not a super clean pocket. He has to throw a little bit early, and the safety's there if the ball's on time to make a play on it. Good job up front here in understanding protection schemes by the Florida defense. This is another one. Where's the flat player? Right? Miscommunication here. You appear to have too high here to the boundary. It looks like the corner's off. The safety's rolled up. But again, nobody's playing the flat. Gives them an easy throw out there. Not sure who's at fault or what the coverage call is. It just looks like you got too deep and nobody in the flat. Not great. Motion. You see how many of these plays have motion? They're trying to do something here. So here, looks like you have 3 deep. Looks like he's going to rotate the middle field. And you can play 3 deep and lock that on back there is what it appears. So he's got the flat. Watch how he does a good job. They try to do the same thing where they motion the receiver across, make him number 1, and then get an easy throw on the speed out to the flat. Florida does a pretty good job here. Watch this. Taking that away. He's thinking he's going to get that right now. Good job covering that up. He doesn't see this come open here. And then you get some good pressure on him by your front 4. Forces a throwaway. So good job taking away what he wanted to have right now, which is that speed out. Thought he'd have it. You take it away, force him to reset on a quick game. Then your defensive line pursues, forces that throwaway. Really good job there. So jet sweep, as an offensive play caller, when I'm calling jet sweep, I'm wanting this thing to hit out here. I'm hoping I can reach. Perfect world, I get to reach all the way out there, and now I'm hitting this thing wide. What I don't like when I would call jet sweep personally, What I hate is if this guy would take this thing out, force the ball back into here into the pursuit, right? So right here, right, it looks like just kind of this play looks dead right here. I feel like if you take that angle, you force this back inside by taking his outside shoulder. Well, now I've got these guys pursuing. I should put them right back into my pursuit. Right here, he makes a move inside. You jump inside a little bit. You jump inside a little bit. And now you've given up the edge. You got reached, and now he's able to bounce it. Later on in the game, and it got cut off on my broadcast. Later on in the game, they run the jet sweep again. Florida does a great job of pinning it back inside. But this is one early, just not a great angle. And the safe Torrance had a really good game, and you'll see some plays from him coming up. But just maybe a better angle here, force that thing back inside of your pursuit. You get a penalty on top of it. Just kind of a bad look. Just talked about Torrance. Here he is coming up right here. So jet, this is basically like a screen. You could treat this as, as a real read here for the quarterback to where he could keep it. And then this is the pitch guy, like a triple option, right? Right here with the defensive end coming right at him. Pull it out and throw it. And right there, this looks like it's going to be a pretty good play for Vanderbilt. They got a blocker right there. But this pursuit and this ability to trigger and come downhill 100 miles an hour, you turn what should be a really good gain into like a 2-yard gain there. Really good play by Torrance right there, getting downfield, getting downhill, making a play at the line of scrimmage. I thought that's something they were missing last year. This right here is just a good play call. Catches you in a blitz right here. You're bringing 2 in the A gap. He's going to go vertical, takes your corner. He gets matched up on the backer on like a whip or a pivot. Good design. Looks like maybe you could don't be so quick to jump inside because you have, right, Moon starts in line of scrimmage and he's going to kind of fall back. So if it is something across the field, maybe you got help from Moon there. So maybe you don't have to be too zealous, but this is just you got a linebacker matched up on a receiver. Good design. I think this was one of their more explosive passing plays. They only had 2 explosive passing plays. Good design there by Vanderbilt. Same issue we've seen a few times right here. Diabate's up on line of scrimmage. He's going to drop back. It looks like he's telling Helm to get back out to the flat. Again, they just had a problem communicating this. It's hard to tell if this is supposed to be too deep. You see too deep. So it's like 2. He's maybe supposed to be in the flat. So you can watch Diabate come here. And you can see right there, he's starting to point out. Like, hey, maybe you're supposed to be out in the flat there. He comes and talks to him after the play. If you watch the broadcast back, he goes and talks with Helm. And you can kind of see him gesturing that, hey, you're supposed to go back out. So right there, May had a zone call on possibly. Get back to the flat. If he's in the flat right here, he probably makes this tackle at the line of scrimmage. You get off the field on 3rd down. Instead, he's able to pick up the 1st down here. Here's a nice little game to get off the field on 3rd and 10 without having to rush a ton of guys. You only bring 4. But you're able to get there because you have a nose right here. And right off the snap, he's coming to this A-gap, trying to get the center to turn and open the door for this blitzing backer who's taking the backside A-gap. They think they got them wide setting for these 2 here. So the guard's got to set wide just in case you get a rusher off this. You see him coming there. The back does a pretty good job of getting over here late. But by that time, Valentino, I believe, has split the 2 guards, gets back at the quarterback's feet, forces a high throw. And you have a corner in the flat there. Makes a play on it. So right there, use Valentino to open the door here for the blitzing linebacker. Forces the back to come pick him up. But he splits the double. So good job by him. Forces a bad throw. High throw. You get off the field on 3rd down. Good stuff again. The play of the day right here. So You got a little game here. So you got Dexter's going to come in there. I believe it's Zach Carter going to loop around, and then you're going to bring one off the edge. The get off here by Brenton Cox is insane. You see the ball's just gotten back to the quarterback. The tight end has barely gotten out of his stance, and he's already almost a yard deep in the backfield. Newkirk is going to show like he's coming. He's going to drop back here. Pressure gets there. Hits, forces a bad throw. Great hands. Great job here. And watch the big man switching the ball in traffic. Probably not what the coaches wanted. I'm sure you got a little bit about that in the film room. Again, great get off here. There. Bringing a guy off the edge to show it here, then drop back. This is a really good job by Cox here, getting that pressure, forcing a bad throw. Great hands. The cameraman wasn't even sure he caught it. Great catch. Look at the moves here. And switching the ball. There it is. Right hand. Switching it in traffic to the left hand. Switching it back to the right hand. But I like this right here. Gets 2 on it when he feels the contact. That's a great job. Put in a goal line package for Newkirk there. That's good stuff. All right, so in the third quarter, what gave them a lot of problems, right? A lot of problems in the first half with that combination. Watch how good of a job they do here. Again, you win some stuff up front, but watch, this is a great job by the linebacker here. He's inside, so he's got him coming out of the backfield, right? He doesn't fly out to the flat like it's a flat route or a flare route. Watch the path he takes here. Really good stuff. He's going to go tight to the receiver and then get back. Great path here. Good movement skills. Force a tough throw on something they've been getting all day. So, he's expecting to get that right now. Great job. And then you get pass rush in his face. He's got to throw it up, make the play. Really good job. And then same thing coming this way, except it's out of a 2 receiver look. So the back's the third receiver, not just number 2. But they're trying to do the same. It's the same idea. Push him vertical. Try to get him to run underneath there and run through traffic. Look how much better it looks in the second half. Passing this thing off. He throws this inside snag here. And why does he got to throw the snag? Because you're in another nice game up front. Right through here. Take these 2. I'm coming back inside. Now rally, tackle, hold him up, rally, and tackle. Great job. Then right here, I'm showing a bunch of guys in the line of scrimmage. It's kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys at the line of scrimmage. The back is free on this. They're running like a dig and then like a flare to the back. So the back is going to be free here. So that means I've got 5 to block potentially 6. So he's going to set wide for him. He's setting for number 2 here. And then watch right here, Diabate. So he's going to kind of set this way. Diabate just splits him. That wide, him setting there, splits him. And then you've also got a little game coming here. So there, and then he looks like he's coming back around. So let's see how many we end up rushing. Only end up rushing 4. Got 1 for the back here. If this ball is thrown, this ball has to be thrown early because of the pressure. If this ball is thrown on target, the corner's underneath it. It's off target. You got the safety over the top. Great job, again, disrupting the protection, making the quarterback throw it a little early, and good job back there by the defense. So let's check out the offense. This is one way I think. So this is second down, first drive of the game for Florida. This is how you're going to see people defend Florida, I think, a lot in the backside of the run game. And you got to take advantage of it. So to the read side, so let's zone read, right? So typically this guy's in the A gap, so between the guard and center, A. Between the guard and tackle, B. Outside the tackle would be the C gap. So right here is the C gap. Outside the tight end, so you have tight end here would be D, right? So right here, it would appear that he's in the A gap, right? He'll be the B gap defender. He'll be the C gap defender. So when Florida's running zone, inside zone, he'll take the A gap, tackles inside, working to the B gap. The C gap guy is the one's being read. So if he comes down and takes the back, then the quarterback is pulling it with nobody out there, right? So if the quarterback gets the pull read, there's nobody left. The safety will have to come down, right? Well, what a common thing people started doing to combat this is called a scrape exchange. So he'll stay in the A, he'll take the A gap. Now he's going to come inside and play the dive, right? Play the back. And so he's going to end up playing the B gap. He's going to come over the top and play the C gap. So for the quarterback, it looks like when he comes inside to play the B gap, that's a pull read all day. I pull the ball and keep it. But now you're bringing this guy over the top. It's going to be hard for the tackle to get to him. And now I've got one for the quarterback when he pulls it. He thinks he's got nobody out there, when in reality, he does have somebody out there, right? Florida, luckily, brings an extra blocker backside and is able to kind of take care of the scrape exchange. But that's what you're going to get on the backside, I think, a lot. And it's a little bit easier to see from the back. So right here, he's squeezing down inside. That's definitely a pull read for the quarterback. But he's free. He's there for the quarterback. Luckily, Florida has brought the tight end backside. He takes it. Emory does a good job of kind of reading his block, getting skinny through the hole here and picking up 9 on what wasn't, the best designed play here for this. So watch right here. Bang. He's coming down inside. He sees it. I'm coming down to the B gap. So here's the A gap. He's coming down to the B gap. And now here's your C gap player scraping over the top there. And I'm going to the B gap, so it's hard for me to adjust. This is a hard block for the right tackle. Anybody at right tackle. Luckily, Gamble's out there in front. Does a pretty good job in space. Emory does a good job of stringing that out and getting vertical. But that's what you're going to get on the backside of these runs a lot, is you're going to get this exchange where he's going to play hard to the B gap and he's flying over the top. They're just trading assignments, basically. But it just makes it hard in the read game. They give you kind of false reads. So last year and early this year, Florida loves a particular passing concept. So it doesn't matter kind of how you line up, but what you'll see a lot is you'll see, let's put a third receiver here. We'll take him away. We'll move him here. So you see a lot of curl, flat, middle read. Then backside a ton, you'd see a lot of compressed split corner, flat. If you watched last year, you saw Kyle Pitts on this backside corner a ton. You've seen it a lot this year if you go back and watch, and especially into the boundary corner, flat from the back, curl flat, middle read from the wide side of the field. So if you say that's one of Florida's favorite concepts, and it is, let's talk about landmarks. So curl, landmark is here. Flat, landmark we'll say is here. Middle read, we'll put it about right here. Corner route, after you come out of your break, we'll put it right there. And then the flat down here, we'll put it there, let's say. So if you're teaching the spacing of the quarterback, you're teaching the route progression, these are the landmarks, right? This is how you're stressing the defense with these landmarks. So does it matter in what way you get those landmarks? Yes and no, but not, in reality, it doesn't really matter how you get there. If you're getting there, if you're getting those lane marks, you're putting the same stress on the defense. It matters in the sense that you got to teach it a different way. But for the quarterback, it's a similar picture. So here's how we're going to get there from this play: curl. There's my curl landmark. Middle read. There's my middle read landmark. Flat. There's my flat landmark. Hitch is the flat over here. And then kind of a slot fade or a wide go route is going to hit my corner out landmark. So with the safety this low here, I'm going to take a shot there. That's exactly what Emory Jones does here. Take a shot. A better ball maybe goes for a bigger play, but a catchable ball is all we're asking for here. Good ball, good catch there, getting your feet in, big play. But again, this is just, it looks a little different, but it's really, all the lane marks are exactly the same. There's my lane marks. Everybody's getting there. It just looks a little different than how I usually get there, but it's the same idea. People are stressing the same parts of the defense. They're just getting there a little bit differently. Right here, you're going to come take a shot. Don't get a total look at this. They don't do a good job on replay either. But my guess is you got two high safeties, just kind of based on where it starts and where it ends. I believe Short is coming like a deep. It could be a double post here, but he's getting across the field on his. I think Whittemore wants to widen this safety, get him to widen a little bit, and then inside kind of a more vertical post. So this is a more horizontal post. Whittemore's on a vertical. Then I think Copeland's on a deep crosser, would be my guess. Then check, release probably as an outlet. So right here, I think Emory makes the correct read. Right there's your check release. Right there, Shorter has taken this safety out of the play, given this lane for Whittemore's post route vertically. Just got to get a little bit better ball. I think this is the right decision. Just need a better ball right here. But you'd rather have a bad throw with a good decision than a bad throw and a bad decision, which we may see later, unfortunately. So you take a shot, you come back on second down, run a little technically kind of a, it's hard. This is how counter used to be blocked a ton, but this is not, there's not a ton of counter action. I guess we got a little bit of counter action here by the back. So we'll call it counter. Typically, and Vanderbilt has a pretty good call here. Typically on counter, down, 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 working back, hopefully. Kick, wrap. You got the box taken care of pretty much. So Vanderbilt's actually got a pretty good call on, though. They're going to bring the corner here from the short side. He's going to go inside, right? So this down block, he kind of, instead of being kicked out, he's kind of taken up by the down block. White's got to log it. The tight end ends up getting the corner here, but you get a great cut from Naquan Wright and really understands how to set up blocks right here. So you can try to squeeze through here, but he sees this linebacker's helmet start to creep over the top. So watch as he sees that helmet creep, presses the hole, cuts back, and this is all just natural ability. And I'm sure he's honed that, but that's not something you can do just by working at it. You got to have some God-given ability there. And when you add both of them, you get a guy like this. So right here, you can see good job on this kind of down block and really just setting a wall back here. This thing kind of gets in a bad position, so he logs it, and he's coming to kick. So they've actually, Vanderbilt's got a pretty good call on here for this. You got one linebacker getting up the top, one in the hole here. So this is just a great cut. And then this cut right here. This is just a great run, great division by Naquan Wright here on what really is a really well-called defense there by Vanderbilt. Good timing, good call, just better execution by Florida here, and better, this is why you want to give these guys the ball, because they can make things happen. They can make you right even when you're wrong. So great play there by Nick Wright. Unfortunately, he's going to get his touchdown vultured here by Pierce. 12 personnel, you got 2 tight ends, just a simple split zone coming back the other way. And then notice how, right, nosy you're getting in the run game. That'll come back at a later time. So here's the next drive starting off. You're going to have a post outside and then kind of a wheel. So Florida's shown this a few times. They've shown this off this roll where they'll vertical and he'll run a speed out. They've shown that a couple times off the roll. So I think anticipating that they might get, I think this ends up being better than they even hoped for, but they might get one taken off. I think they believe that Vandy's going to be some type of quarters where he might take number 2 to the flat maybe and run and try to jump on top of this speed out and then get beat over the top. What ends up happening is that the post here kind of takes both of them. Now you've got this speed out here, and all you got to do is give them a decent ball here. The running game brings these guys into play. You see how nosy we're getting here on the run by these two. So when teams slow down your run with bodies and aggressiveness, you've got to take advantage with play action. You got the concept here. These guys are turning and running both with this post. You don't have to be a perfect ball. It just has to be a catchable one. Unfortunately, you try to throw the perfect ball, and it misses. Just put one on him. Let him catch it and run. If you just put it on him, he probably scores here. Give him a chance in the open field. So that's the frustrating one right there if you're a Florida fan. So right here, broadcast doesn't catch it, but this is kind of what you get, kind of what we talked about here on the previous play, where he's vertical, he's taking him, and he's looking to jump. It looks like he's going to jump on this speed out here. Well, he's got the post now. So right there, he takes it. Now there's nobody in the middle of the field there. Lord, this TV camera angle is not great. He's taking this, right? They put some candy in front of him to take it. Now you got your shot over the top. And after the poorly thrown ball here, it looks like you'd have a perfectly thrown ball without interference. But you get the interference. You get a first down. Now that next set of downs, you're on 4th down here. This is a pretty cool play design off what looks like almost like lead zone here. This is basically a boot play action with the quarterback as the run fake and the passing threat. So pretty cool pirouette there. Now he could probably take either one of these if he wants to. So vertical, kind of like a corner route. I think he kind of flattens it off, I believe. And then flat right now. Could have had either one of these. For some reason, he doesn't like it. Right there, throw that thing out there, let him run. Maybe he scores. Throw that one, you could. But he also knows it's 4th and 1. I only need a yard. The safest play would be me keeping it, making sure we get the yard. Nobody drops it. No bad throws. Let's get a yard and keep this drive going. So you can't be mad at that decision, but another well-designed play here. You could take either one of those. But if you want to be risk-averse, just pick up the first down with your feet. That's cool too. Right here on the goal line, just watch how these guys play run. Even your corners are coming up to engage once they see the block here. He's coming up to engage. He's being pretty physical. Your safety's getting downhill, getting in the run game, right? So it's a good call for that. I'm going to fake like I'm blocking here. He's coming to fill. Same look, pulling the backside guard. I'm coming like I'm blocking. I know he's going to engage me. Slip him. Ride that fake. Nice little jump pass. Nice and easy right here. Boop, drop it over the top. Easy touchdown. Again, you can see that being set up earlier. Last time they're on the goal line, obviously you're getting a ton of play. Play right before. You're getting a ton of play from the corner even. Now you just drop it over his head. Drop it over the linebacker's head, rather. So you get a good punt return. You're bringing in Anthony Richardson. The crowd's riled up so much that we got to see them, so we missed the start of this play. So is this a design throwback? This is one where it's hard to say exactly what happened because we don't know. So against Alabama, Florida would fake it to the back here. He'd run like a wheel. Then you'd have the tight end run the shallow coming back across. And it looked like the quarterback had the option to go 1-2. And they often hit this tight end coming back across because the wheel took the backer out of there. They ran with it, right? I don't think that's the play call, or if it was, the running back didn't run it. It looks like it's just a design throwback. Because if he runs the wheel, he's gone for it. If he runs the wheel, there's nobody covering him. So must not have been the call. So it looks like it's designed throwback here. This is where only getting limited reps in practice and probably getting limited looks can hurt a young quarterback. If it works all week in practice, sometimes you think it's just going to translate onto the field. I think you've heard Coach Mullen and Emory Jones both talk about that this week, that understanding that defenses are going to show you different things than you even practice, and understanding what your answers are to that is a very important learning kind of stage for quarterbacks, is understanding that it's not going to look like it has in practice the whole time. I think for the most part this year, for Richardson, especially on these called plays and called shots, he's gotten exactly what they thought he was going to get, and he's really responded well and made some amazing plays. But here, not sure what happens, but you don't get the throwback here. So what you can't do is throw it when it's not open or not there. You kind of just trust the design and trust it'll be there, but you put it into traffic. Again, I don't know if this is a throwback and it's totally designed and you can't take anything else, then that's just kind of bad luck. It's hard to tell. He's looking downfield here, but I don't know if he's looking to kind of hold some guys, because if he's not kind of locked on the throwback, you got that right there. But he may be locked in. So it may just be kind of bad luck here. But this is one you got to just see if it's not there. Just throw it in the dirt, take off and run, get what you can. Can't just kind of throw it and just assume it's going to be there. Got to confirm a little bit. But again, this could just be a bad luck to where the play's called has been working all week. And it just kind of, when you get in the game, they give you something different. So that's just will come with experience. You just got to get more experience there. So this was an interesting kind of look here. So Florida again loves we talked there, love the curl flat with the middle read. Middle read. You don't get a flat player here. You get the curl in the middle read. So this looks like initially, right? They previously ran the curl and then the wide slot fade, right? So he's going to run kind of a similar path, and then he's actually going to curl up as well. I thought this was an interesting wrinkle. I think they've done this a few times this year. It just kind of shows itself here even clearer. So the quarterback's looking, I'm assuming, right, if this guy doesn't fly to the flat, then I just take him. If he does fly out there, then I got this coming up in this hole, right? So right here, I'm basically just eyes on him. If he sits here, great read, take that all day. If he flies out there, now I got Wells coming open right there. So good read. You get to see it again here. This time with the flat from the back, he's able to get out. Really good job here by Frazier's getting back into the quarterback's vision, coming back downhill, picking up 5-6 yards on first down. Probably not as much as you'd hope to pick up, but good job presenting a target to the quarterback here. And good job getting back to that read there. So 2nd and 5 right here. Great run, and you get a hold, and you really don't need it, but this is a good job. Watch the backside here with Ethan White. You want to talk about washing a guy down. So they slant. Ethan White just washes this dude out of the picture just about. Washes him over into almost to the other C gap. There's your hole right there. Right here, if you just run your feet, finish through this guy, he's got no shot. It's this right here, trying to throw him down there. and you got your hands a little bit outside onto his back, you're going to get that cold. They're looking for hands outside, obviously. So just kind of finish right there. You don't need to do that. Turn a first down in opponent territory into a 3rd and long. And then right here, motion, get him out of there. They're going to bring pressure. Emory makes the right read right here. You got a backside slant away from the 4 receiver side. Right? You got movement with this backside slant that's there all day. You saw them throw this to Kyle Pitts last year. They'd motion forward to the side, backside, throw the slant to Pitts. I'm not sure what Emory's trying to do here. If he's trying to, he doesn't like this guy's inside leverage, so he doesn't want to throw it inside. I don't know. It just ends up being a really bad throw. And if this is a good throw, he's obviously got somebody's face there. But if this is a good throw, right, if I can catch that there, all I got to do is break a tackle, and it's a house call. So a little better ball there ends up being a good play. Bad ball, not sure exactly why, but a bad ball nonetheless. It's a rough play. So here you go. You're going to get the safeties out wide. So look how wide the splits of the receivers are, and they're stacked. Florida has been doing a little bit of stacked stuff after the Tennessee game. I think they might have liked what they saw from Tennessee doing these really wide splits. That's something Heupel does a ton, and realized that, hey, we can get some advantage out of that. Again, these 2 are wide over here, 2 receivers. If you're playing some type of, you want to put 3 over 2, which a lot of these teams like to do, safety's got to be one of those 3, right? And you got to move him over top, right? You got to move him pretty close to the stack. So now that opens up. You're basically spreading the safeties wide. That opens up all that room. And now when you run power, these guys are coming to fill. Florida's been putting the back on this wide guy the last a couple times in power against Kentucky. It looked like he was going to the wide guy. He goes like he's going to block him, slips him vertically. And here's the throw you want him to make to Rick Wells earlier. Doesn't have to be a perfect throw. Just give him a chance. A better throw, which he throws later, is a touchdown. But this is, hey, just give your guy a chance. Let him make a run after catch. Really good job here. The guy you'd like to see get the ball more. Unfortunately, they got a lot of really good guys in that backfield. So good problem to have. But it'll be interesting. I'd love to see some more 2-back stuff. That's kind of when I was starting to chart the personnel. I thought we'd see a lot more 20, some 2-back stuff, but haven't seen it yet. Maybe they're waiting to break it out. So here you got a quarterback draw RPO. I believe it's an RPO because he can throw this if he likes it. He likes it. I think the ball hits the receiver's hands. Might have been a tough play. You don't get a replay of it, so it's hard to tell exactly what happens. But you can see how this quarterback draw would have developed as well. If he doesn't like the throw and he takes off, back releasing for this backer, white releasing for that one. Probably walks in the end zone here. He decides to throw it. Looks like a decent ball. Looks like it hits off the receiver's hands. But the run was there if he wanted it. So it's kind of a pick your poison here. So watch. This is really good here all the way around. Good scheme. Good job. Good decision by Emory. And then a really, really good throw. Like an elite throw. Motion out. Who covers the back? If he bounces out and they just bounce out to it, maybe it's zone. What's the indicator, right? Here, the backer follows him out. So once the backer goes from here to there, you're assuming it's man coverage. Well, I know what I like against man coverage. So you got kind of a smash play here. You got 2 like 5-yard ends and then a corner route. I love the corner route against man coverage. You're going to slide the line. So all this stuff with them staying up doesn't even matter. You slide the line. You're going to get a little half roll here. Really good job up front of not letting any penetration through. This is a pretty good job rolling right here. There you go. So right now he's on the outside receiver. He's got Copeland. So you got Shorter here, Copeland there. They're getting eaten up these corners and the nickel. Whittemore's the number 3, and look at all the space. All this space here is for Whittemore, and then this is a really good off-platform throw. I mean, that is dropped in there beautifully. Great catch, 2 hands. But this is the stuff when people, you hear a lot of, obviously it's not in real life that's as much, but on Twitter you see a lot of stuff about Emory and his inability and why is Mullen so loyal to him. I mean, this is a big time throw. This is really hard to do right here. This is like elite level talent right there. When you see these flashes and you see kind of the understanding he has, it makes sense. The guy's got all kinds of ability. And if you can make these throws and understand the offense, then yeah, that's why you're the starting quarterback, right? This is an unbelievable throw right here. Really, really good throw. Fading to your left. Look at the platform. There's no platform. You're just kind of backpedaling and just pull that one out. Awesome stuff. Great read, great design, great execution. That's what we're kind of used to seeing from the Florida offense. 3rd and 4, you got mesh. I put this on here. They cover it pretty well here, but a different way to run it here by the Gators is pretty cool. So you get motion, mesh a lot of times. You get motion. We've seen Florida run it a ton with that on it. Over the ball, whatever, kind of whatever you want, vertical, sometimes you corner, whatever you want right there, right? You see a lot of that. What's interesting here is that they actually bring him. You got this normal looking mesh right here. This normal. They bring the back across. So you actually get a fourth guy to this side. Vanderbilt just does a really good job covering it. I think they thought they were going to get right clean right here. And actually, Vandy does a pretty good job with it. So now the next window there, if they take that away, as you're looking for Copeland to come across, I think Emory's trying to find him. There's a little bit of traffic right there. Maybe you throw it, but it's hard to tell, right? It's hard to tell with the shadows in the camera angle. But Whittemore's right here. So, there's a little bit of traffic there. Thinks about pulling it down and running it. That closes. Ends up throwing it late. I think this is just a really good job by Vanderbilt more than anything. But interesting wrinkle bringing the running back across the formation. That's pretty cool stuff. Didn't work out, but pretty cool. Great job here by Florida. I think this is a great job to call this fake punt. Great timing of it. You needed a spark. You scored really well early in the game. You kind of sputtered a little bit. You feel like you need a spark here. Great job. Great execution. I don't know. This is obviously something they saw scouting. That you're going to get an overload here. You end up getting 4 guys to that side of the ball to block 2, basically. And then your punter is a pretty good athlete, too. So that's always helpful. Great job. Great execution there. Gives a little spark to the offense. I say that, and then you see 2nd and 26 pop up. But penalties. So this was interesting. The play before, this safety started down here and then rolled to the middle of the field, which would kill this play. But this time, we talked about it earlier, defense is wanting to put 3 over 2. He's going to roll to the half to be the 3rd over the 2 over here. So, again, you get the middle of the field open. Same kind of look, good ball to Pierce, and he's able to split them and finish here. But really good design, obviously, and really good job understanding how these linebackers are going to play that run action, and good job making somebody pay for not respecting the pass and really playing the run really hard. I thought Vanderbilt played the run pretty good for the most part, but Florida made him pay with things like this. So good offenses make you pay for trying to take stuff away. Next possession, you get a little Spurrier classic here, a little scissors route. Safety is eyeing Whittemore. He's going to kind of make a move inside, then break back out to the corner. As soon as Emory sees this, he knows he's got Copeland over the top. The run fake and blocking here. holds this safety there. So right here, let's watch the safety, right? These guys are playing. He's playing for the run. He's maybe reading number two receiver here. He shows block, so now I can come up and play run. Well, now I get my shot over the top. Make these guys pay for being nosy in the run game. Good job there by Emery and Copeland here. Watch, you see the safeties got eyes on two. Whittemore's going to break back out. Safety runs with him. Other safeties involved in the run game. You get Copeland over the top. Again, a nice catchable ball here. Good job by Copeland making the play downfield, making the catch, and then getting a few extra yards after the catch. Get a late start here from the old broadcast here, but you got one coming off the edge. Whittemore's coming, looks like on a slant. You got a hitch outside to Copeland. Good job, Emery, changing your arm angle here, getting the ball out to Copeland. This is really just a great job by Copeland, making moves in the open field, breaking some tackles for the touchdown. Always good to see the ball get in his hands. Would be interesting to see how he played in the slot. I think he's a guy that could provide some of that wiggle maybe you need in the slot, but he's doing a pretty good job outside too, and you can get those balls to him in those kind of situations. So curl flat again, curl flat middle read. As soon as this guy as soon as he widens, you're thinking curl. This one kind of bite. This one's going to look, people are going to go, oh my gosh, I can't believe he didn't throw the flat. But the curl was the right read here. They just busted. So as soon as he widens, I can throw this thing in there. Now, maybe if you get a team that tries to bait you, well, that's a good throw right there. You do have the flat. I think they busted the coverage here. You do have the flat, but good throw to the curl. And then this is something I wonder if we're going to get back to more of here. A little old school triple option. So right here, you got the dive man, the quarterback's the keep man. Wells coming around as the pitch man. Here's your dive read. Dive reads goes inside. Here's my pitch read. Pitch it. Good job blocking right here. I think that's Henderson. Great job. And then you got in the end zone there. That's tough. They stole that one from him right there, but really cool triple option. This will be interesting to see if this is a wrinkle they break out against the defense as aggressive and fast as Georgia. Make them work a little option principles. That could be an interesting wrinkle to throw at them. Next play, take the vulture comes back in. A 1 yard touchdown, but notice here Florida went 4 to a side, made them match numbers outside or else they throw it. Good job just getting downhill, scoring there for Pierce. So then we've done normal triple option. Here's a little bit more of a modern triple option. I pull it. There's my pitch read now. Throw it out there. Maybe a little bit better throw helps here, but if you get that blocked, then you got a chance right here. Little modern triple option. So I would really like to see some more option stuff. This is something Mullen ran a good bit with. I think his last year at Florida, 2008, they were running some option stuff. I know they ran some at Utah. That's something he's well versed in. Wouldn't mind seeing more of it. I think it could provide an interesting wrinkle. So right here, 2 back-to-back plays that the lows and the highs, I think, of Emery right now. It seems like he's good for one bad decision a game, which he hasn't played a ton of games. So right here, you got trips in the boundary, one-on-one outside with the corner off. He's going to run a hitch. To me, with him this far inside, you could eye him. If he comes inside right there, I'm taking this hitch all day. You got Copeland one-on-one. He makes this guy miss. He may score. For whatever reason, they're working the boundary here. This is the throw you cannot make. So bad decision, and then you try to throw it around this guy. You can't throw through people. You're not phasing the ball. This is not like some Nightcrawler stuff. Can't do that. Can't do that against a real good team in a tight game. This kind of stuff gets you beat. If you got to work this side, right here, drop it off, throw it to Coach Moeller on the sideline. Those are your two options. Can't do this. I know maybe it's 42-0. You're getting a little lax. Cannot have that. That kind of stuff can get you beat. But then you comes to this. I think the next drive you're getting to 3rd and 19. Not a lot of play, or 3rd and 15 rather. Not a lot of play calls for 3rd and 15, but you're going to run number 2 on kind of a clear out. Number 1 on a 15-yard dig at the sticks. I mean, this is really good stuff here by Emory. You'll see this anticipation. It's kind of next level here. So here's the window I'm throwing to. 2's clearing out on the go route, right? He's going to be coming in here into this window. He's my check. The back is my check down. Right here. Let's see when Emory starts to throw the ball. The ball's being thrown right now. The receiver hasn't even come out his break. Emory's just thrown to a spot. Right on target. Timing was beautiful. Right before he gets hit. I mean, that's big-time stuff to throw with that kind of anticipation, that kind of accuracy. I mean, he started his throw here. He's started to throw right now. He hasn't even got horizontal yet. Great anticipation. Then watch where the ball is. I mean, that is right on target. So you got those plays back-to-back where a terrible throw into tight coverage, and then you get this one where it's a great throw with anticipation and accuracy and timing and into a window that's not that big. And then you have the throw in the red zone. Emory is very talented. He shows flashes of being a really good player. I think he's doing a pretty good job for the most part. You got to clean up some of those mistakes, but he's a guy you can win games with, I think. And he just continues to improve. So hopefully he continues to improve. The offense continues to improve as you go into this big game with LSU coming up this week. And then you really got to ratchet things up as you go into Jacksonville 2 weeks later.